Dream Elements said the busy builder is now live, streaming miniatures.
Hello. Pause. There we go. Sneeze. We'll just have to be careful painting around that. Frankie. I just used this like not even an hour ago. Oh, it's good. Good padding until more people get in, right? Very strange. Yeah, we'll work with it. We're just doing base coating for the moment.
At Dragon_Works said web.
Hey, Dragonworks. How you doing? There we go. Now it's freed up. Figured I'd try out a Saturday night stream since I'm off early enough for once. And I'm not dead, even though I almost choked on soup. Yeah, explain that. I can't.
At Dragon_work said, well, I was gonna hang for a bit, but my phone battery just said, no.
Well, that's why you plug it in.
At Dragon_work said, happy modeling.
I hope so. It's been a long day. Not that you're gonna see much of what's up in here, but you gotta at least have the base color on there, right? And yes, I know I'm sputtering. It's because I'm shooting high volume. It's building up on the little tongs on the side of the needle tip. Prongs, tongs, teeth, annoyances, whatever you want to call them. It won't matter in the end. I'll be scratching some of that off to do the side skirts. Gonna have a green dot on my lip the rest of the stream. Thought I heard marbles meowing at me. And if we got any lurkers out there, welcome. Okay. Some touch-ups on here before we get to the turret.
Looks like love at first sight to me.
RS Studios, thank you for the resub.
5 months in a row pog jam. RS_Studios just subscribed at tier 3 for 13 months.
Thank you for that.
RS_Studios said we'll be working.
No, you won't. You'll be wowing. Or you'll pass out or something. I know how it goes with you.
RS_Studios said, lurk. Stream Element said RS_Studios has been abducted by a facehugger. Soon they will have a chest bursting experience.
You know, I totally forgot we had that command. Hey, model student.
The model student 20 said hi, Dragon.
Oh, Dragon's already left. He said something about his phone battery going kaput.
At the model student 20 said hi, Ari.
Iris is lurking. You're the only other live person here right now. Woe is the life of the lonely builder. And that's just the Vallejo NATO Green Primer. How have you been? You enjoying your little Russian so-called Humvee? We should call it the Bliatmobile. Probably just slaughtered the pronunciation of that, but I guess if you're a drunk Russian, it probably sounds fine. Bliatmobile.
At the model student 20 said yep, almost done.
I have a small update on the M60 I can try. I didn't like how the frost effect was coming across on the tank. It felt more dusty and sandy than it did frosty. So I went to my old bag of tricks.
The model student 20 said tinted the glass and made a replacement mirror.
Nice. So I went to my old bag of tricks and got my old snow recipe out of, you know, baking soda, white glue, and water. And just made some snow and applied it to the tank. I actually think it looks better. Didn't apply a lot of it, just a little here and there to frost it up a bit. I'll show you guys in a sec. I just want to get this all at least base coated. I forgot how many nooks and crannies and grannies the Abrams had.
At the model student 20 said I used the baking soda shaving cream combo.
For snow? Never heard of that one.
At the model student 20 said I'll try the glue and water.
I only did it for little dabs. You'll see. Just a little dab will do ya. And there goes my clothes pig.
At the model student 20 said works good shaving gel and baking soda. blue gel it looks icy lol.
Oh, now I think you're just taking the piss. Oh wait, that makes it look yellow. Never mind. Well, that's kind of what the white glue does if you get the mix right.
The model student 20 said, I thought the frost looked good on the grass for sure.
Oh yeah, it worked out great on the grass and even on the road where I want it to look like, you know, nothing's driven yet, just the ruts from the vehicles. But for some reason on the tank I just thought it looked dusty and dirty. It didn't look frosty. It did on the Sherman, but I had to glob so much of it on that it kinda it was overpowering. That yeah, it may have looked like ice, but it also looked like something that had been left out and frozen forever. So how is everybody? Okay, now we're spraying weird. I think we might have an internal problem coming up.
The model student 20 said frost on a vehicle, not an easy thing to recreate.
No, it isn't. Because you do too little, and it looks, like I said, dusty. You overdo it, and it looks like an abandoned wreck. And in most of the pictures I'd seen, I think I got interrupted when I was trying to explain this last stream. Most of the snow on a vehicle was pretty much gone if it was in operation. You know, it was just melted off. There we go. Either from sunlight hitting it or it just being driven. But either way, it was thought out.
The model student 20 said very well. Finishing the gas is improving my spirits law.
Okay. Did I miss something? Well, what had you down, or did it just seem like you weren't getting a lot done? There we go. I don't know what was causing that, but it cleared up now. Give you a good even coat now. Do a swirl around, make sure there's no dried gobbledygook getting in there.
The model student 20 said you were asking how we were with very well and looking at starting a new project, not sure what yet.
Well, if you can wait till February and just spend the time gathering stuff up, join in on the back to basics build. Oh, you know the camo netting that I've been buying where I get like 3 sheets of it for 15 bucks? AK tries to sell it for 20 sheets for $1 in some places. On their site it's like 15 bucks for 1 sheet. The exact same stuff. Probably even made by the same company. Yeah, just kind of a palette cleanser. Kind of like Stylet right here. Allie girl, hi. She gave me a not so happy look for some reason. You could always do the Macross YF-19. That's a very simple kit.
The model student 20 said, what's a good back to basics build?
Something relatively simple, well detailed, that you don't necessarily need to buy an aftermarket set for.
Student 20 said, I have it, maybe I'll do that before bed.
I did my YF-19 in a week. It really is a simple kit. There's not a lot to it. Alrighty, put that there. Just making sure everything's got a good solid coat and just emptying the airbrush. There we go.
At the model student 20 said, for February, maybe a Tamiya SD, KFC Ketting Trap Trap.
That might be a little too simple, too quick.
At the model student 20 said tack motorcycle.
I know what the Kettenkrot is. But basically for what we're doing, it's going to be just the vehicle. Probably one, maybe two figures at most. And a simple display base.
Let's see.
For the groundwork, I haven't used it in forever. I still gotta make the video to get all the crap together. It's been a week. But for the groundwork, I was gonna try celluclay for the first time in like 30 years. It's essentially finely ground up paper mache, but instead of strips, it's more lumpy. I'll be using an LAV C2. It's a decent enough kit. The only change I'm making is I'm using printed wheels, but it doesn't change the overall build. It's because sadly the wheels that came with it are out of size, and I just won't use them.
At the model student 20 said I haven't used it yet.
Haven't used what? The celluclay? Yeah. Okay. Now here's the real problem. I don't have a guide for the camo on this, so I'm gonna go
At the model
real
student
quick.
20 said yes.
Abrams walk around, primeportal.net. Looking for mainly outside here, not... Good lord, if you want to do a full interior, this has got it. Some of this has got to be classified. Thing is, none of the shots are far enough away for me to really get an idea. And this one's all green. Not the Abrams I'm looking for. There we go. There's one that's all external. That's right, this takes forever to load. There's some more distant, just overall shots. Sorry, this just take a moment.
build my AW Viper for Feb. I have the decal kit though, but that's it. What else, lol.
Yeah, you could do the Viper. I mean, I'm not saying you can't use aftermarket, just I won't be. Outside of just the wheels, but that's to correct an inherent problem in the model. But yeah, this is just trying to get people back to basics. Come on, can I just get one good walk around of this tank at a distance, showing the camo pattern? Is that too much to ask? The one in the instructions is crap, that's why I'm not using it. That's not gonna work. Not the Oz cam. Wow, who would have ever thought this would be so hard to find? Oh, here we go. So 2 is green, 3 is brown, 1 is black. But it's not complete. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Sorry this is taking so long, everybody. How does this compare to the official one? Haha! It's shit! Yeah. Okay. Another reason not to like that brand. I think I got a decent one. Hold on. Yeah, got a good one. It matches all the pictures I've seen. And guess who did it? Trumpeter. Come on, let me save the picture. You know what? I'll just keep it up here so I can just look at it. Good enough. Alright. NATO black. Yeah, it won't let me save that picture at all. Darn it. Oh, is this their 16th skill kit? That's why. Alrighty. Let's get them. Actually, keep you separate for a moment. Where'd it go? There it is. Remember, class, liquid mask is also good. Temporary adhesive. The trick is getting the part to line up properly out the gate. That little peg there helps. That is not helping. Really? That's the problem, though. Come on, work with us. One of us, one of us. I probably used too much, too. I don't know why I feel rushed. I just do. There's no reason for me to rush. The only downside of liquid mask is you gotta kind of clean your brush up periodically. Because this can really begin to set and clog things up. There we go. Why is it during test fitting these things always stick really well, but when you want them to be on for something else, they fight you tooth and nail?
The model student 20 said, I've decided, I'm gonna build the Academy 1-800 Eisenhower next Feb to be the Airfix C-Vixen, no aftermarket, a challenging kit and one I have wanted to build for a while.
I was gonna say, you've got time to think on it. You don't have to lock yourself in right now. Maybe your next trip to the hobby shop you'll find a, I don't know, a Trumpeter LAV-C2 and build along. Kidding, you don't have to use the same kit. Come on. Really? I think I'm just gonna have to eyeball it. Yeah. I can get the front parts on, but I'm gonna have to eyeball the rest. I'll just have to hold the skirt up next to it when I do the pattern. It's more trouble than it's worth right now. I'm gonna wind up rubbing paint off the model trying to get him to stay on. I'll leave that one on at least. Maybe see if the other one wants to cooperate because it's got more surface.
At the model student 20 said I have the trumpeter lap 3 and the husky with the crane already.
Do the husky, it's the closest thing to it. In terms of the drivetrain and stuff. I'll just go with it like that. Okay. We'll start with the turret on this at least for the camo. I run some lacquer thinner through it just to make sure there's not something waiting to gum the mess.
Student 20 said maybe one of those.
It also helps that they're really simple kits.
At the model student 20 said sure the husky is cool.
Aha! I knew there was gunk waiting. More gunk. I'm gonna have to give this a more thorough degunkening than I thought. But when it comes to the weathering, it's just gonna be the mud mix that I'm gonna show you and the artist oil washes. And the different mixes I use to get like muddy colors and stuff like that. I'm not going to use any of my Vallejo washes or anything. That's better. Okay, let's get this over here. Oh, M60. I wanted to show you that first. Still have to work on the crew figures. But yeah, there's the snow that I added to it. Not a lot, I kept it really light. It helps sell the idea of the wet vehicle, like it's thawing and melting. Crew still has to be finished up. Battleships are pretty easy, yeah. I'd been considering buying, I don't know, like the Flyhawk Yamato kit or something.
Said that is looking awesome, mate. At the model student 20 said star struck emoji.
So, this is another reason I've got text-to-speech on. Is I don't have chat up right now, so I really can't read what you guys are typing. Doesn't mean you can't talk, just text-to-speech. Just let me know if I start wandering outside of the camera. Is everybody else having a good weekend so far, though? I've only got the one day off. I'll be on today and tomorrow. And then won't be back on again till Friday. I have to hand touch up the inside of the hatch there. Oh, come on, bastard. I have been sloppy with this Abrams, haven't I? At least it feels like it. I've been kind of just beating it around like a red-headed stepchild of a model. And it's really not that bad of a model. It's not deserving of the reputation it supposedly has.
At the model sheet of 20 said I used NATO for the black on my gas camera. Oh, hold on, someone's at the door. Hell now.
That's okay. I can start playing adult film sounds if you want, really loud.
The model sheet of 20 said no, I'm being arrested for using NATO black on a Russian truck LMAO.
Yeah, you gotta use roller paint. You can't just use professional grade paint.
The model sheet of 20 said
I thought the Thought Police had come by since you were watching an American channel with an opinion.
The model student 20 said LMAO.
At least you took it as the joke it was intended. There's some people out there that would go absolutely apeshit for that.
The model student 20 said sure glad thought police aren't thing yet. Lol.
Well, maybe not in Canada, but go across the pond they are. They're creeping closer. Just giving the tip a periodic clean off.
At the model student 20 said they're crazy here too online harms act.
Yeah, but it takes more what's the word I'm looking for? More intentional posting for that. Yeah, neither do I. If there's ever that kind of reason for that kind of discourse, it means it's already outside my door and I got better things to do than stream. Yeah. You're absolutely right. That is exactly what it's like.
At the model student 20 said, hey look at me lol.
Are you faffing about again? You having a lark? Sorry, if my English accent offends you, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it anyway. But that huge ass storm we were supposed to get wasn't even a storm. I'm not too worried about inside the basket since I'm going to be filling that with stuff. Okay, I don't see any black over there. Good, what? I'm missing context. Oh, about the accent.
Said no good in empty basket.
I'm really tempted to get the TACOM 432 kit. It's got a full interior. Excuse me. A piece of paper or cardboard. I just knocked that skirt off. That's okay. It'll mostly work right here. One thing I have to say about this kit, though, is it's got an excellent molded in anti-slip.
Said, hello, fellow model builder and hobbyist.
Hey, Jill boy. Welcome to the craziness. We're only working on the top of it right now anyway.
At the model student 20 said howdy.
What are you working on? I guess I could have cleared the flash out of there, but I think you're not really going to see the hatch too well anyway once I have it done. The turret's going to be rotated, so it'll be mostly covered. Crap. I gotta find pictures of the hull. Because unlike Tamiya, who takes the turret off on their instructions and shows you what the hull looks like under it. Trumpeter didn't think to want to do that. So anything within this area, I really can't tell what's going on.
At the model student 20 said personally working on a piece of pecan pie.
Yeah, we ordered chilies for delivery.
Billboy101 said owe me nothing at the moment. I've been hopping around two hobbies, Warhammer and scale modeling.
There you go. But they're both one hobby then. They're both model building.
Billboy101 asked Wade, is that a YT chat?
Yep. I'm on YouTube and Twitch.
Billboy101 said yeah, basically. At the model student 20 said both great hobbies. Billboy101 said howdy YT people.
Might want to rephrase that.
At the model student 20 said Warhammer has the drama aspect too.
You talking about the drama from the hobby itself or the story within the universe? Sorry if my attention's split. I'm trying to get this camo scheme mostly in the right places.
20 said Games Workshop drama is hilarious.
Games Workshop is digging itself into a hole that it's never going to dig itself out of.
The model student 20 said looks fun, but it's too expensive for my taste though. Billboy101 said I like both worlds of the hobby. I like the story and the models.
Just lately it's getting a bit difficult to enjoy the models without sailing the high seas, if you know what I mean. I really wish I could zoom in on this, but I can't.
Billboy101 said you're right about the price though.
Printer go brrrr. If I wanted to get back into it, I really don't. I might do a Tau pinup here soonish. Just something to cleanse the palette. I might print one out and do one. But it'd be large scale. It would be like a good 1/7, 1/6 scale size.
At the model student 20 said Gunpla is cheaper to collect. Kind of lol.
Not really. Have you seen the prices for some Gundam kits lately? You almost got to take out a second mortgage for a master grade these days. Don't even get me started on the perfect grades that are out there now.
At the model student 20 said yes I'm ball deep in PG and MG kits.
I actually just gave away a master grade that I got. I wasn't gonna build it, to be honest. I got it. At the time I was interested in it, but then as more time went by, I just got like more just, eh.
At the model student 20 said HG and RG too good god what have I become?
In the great words of Hagrid, you're addicted, Harry. Expensive styrenium.
At the model student 20 said yes.
No, I'm not flipping you guys the bird.
At the model student 20 said back at ya buddy. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
So has anybody been watching the Fallout series? And which ending do you think they went with to make New Vegas a hellhole like it is now?
At the model student 20 said yes.
Because there's only a
The
couple.
model student 20 said on episode 3 this season.
4's already out, I think. Or is it 3? I forget. So, did I just spoil it for you? I'm sorry.
At the model, student 20 said, "Nah, big monster dude." At the model, student 20 said, "Horns and shit."
Ah, so you did see the Deathclaw. Okay. So if you play the New Vegas game, depending on which ending you pick, there shouldn't be Deathclaws in New Vegas. Which means this happens well after the first, or well after the New Vegas game. Come on, work hand.
At the model, student 20 said, "See, I've never played, so it's all new to me."
Well, in the Fallout New Vegas game, just to give you a little background, they're not really explaining that would kind of be helpful. Mr. House, the guy that did the whole brain chip thing on the guys in the alley and had their heads explode and had them kill each other, pulled a Howard Hughes and basically lived at the top of the Lucky 38 in New Vegas. And in the game, you can either help him, ignore him, or kill him. And right now we don't know who Paul Atreides is talking to when he's making those little notes down in his lab blowing up rats. I'm gonna have to retouch. I had to scrape off some detail I added because it was causing a fit problem. It was giving me fits. No, So being that there's Deathclaws in New Vegas, and seeing the condition of the Lucky 38, which is the tall tower based on the stratosphere, it makes you wonder what the hell exactly happened there. Come on.
At the model, student 20 said, "I've enjoyed the show."
Oh, the show is great. It's very much in the spirit of the games. There's only a couple things I would change, but we're not going to go into that here because it can get kind of political. And honestly, I'm glad they took out that one Brotherhood of Steel guy that showed up. The same guy from Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Can't stand that actor, he's annoying.
model student 20 said the new Merlin show is goofy. I watched the first episode.
I don't think we've got that here yet. Or if we do, I haven't tried watching it either. I don't do a lot of TV stuff. I'll do Fallout because we got Amazon. The wife actually likes it, so it's something we can do together. But outside of that, I don't do too much TV. Like, even Stranger Things lost me after season 3. I was done with it, bored with it. I gotta find out what's going on here. Because there's big patches of black camouflage. Okay, that's facing forward. I need to find the engine deck. Oh, there we go.
The model student 20 said that sea people versus people is retarded too, not much good on TV landing. I like.
Well, it's not even that. I'm just... certain things lose their novelty really quickly with me. Stranger Things was one of them. It's hard to explain. I just... not that I get bored easily with it, but... you know, it lost that Spielberg charm that it had. And just overall, just... I don't know. It felt empty. Like, why are we still with these characters? What's the big deal now? Sorry, I'm trying to puzzle piece together the camo pattern here based on some pictures that I've got that, you know, they're of a real one, but I can't get everything in one shot, so I'm kind of filling in blanks. Better than shooting blanks, I guess.
Model student 20 said I fell of strange things after season 2 as well. I did like that SAS show. I'll check out season 2. Don't shoot any blanks.
I'm gonna say it goes kind of like this, but I don't know. The rye field instructions are complete shit. And that's the newest kit, so I looked there first. This one just goes...
At the model student 20 said, in my expert opinion, it's good.
I know, I appreciate it. I'm just trying to be mostly... I'm not going for perfection, but since I still got to do the brown colors, it's got to kind of fit together, you know. Hey, it can't be wrong if I took it off the real thing, right? Okay. So that's all the pieces that need...
The model student 20 said it's trick to get the right flow between the colors.
Well, it used to be almost like a rule of thirds, but it's not with this, because there's like mostly green, a third of that percentage is the NATO black, and then a third of that percentage is the NATO brown in terms of saturation. I'm just trying to get the shadow between the road wheels right now. I'll hand paint the actual rubber parts, because we're going to be doing something a little different, I think. I hope. I just wonder if all these announcements of a new Firefly series are true, and if they are, how far in the future and away from today are they going to keep it? That's what really killed Picard for me. And the fact they allowed Patrick Stewart to basically kill his character like that. The character he'd spent 7 years building.
But the model student 20 said Firefly was great.
Well, it's supposedly coming back with Summer Glau and Nathan Fillion and a bunch of new people. And I just scratched the paint. Oh well. We'll see how it does and what they do with it. Because Disney bought Fox, and Fox owned Firefly.
But the model student 20 said very cool shit.
Yeah, there's one sitting right about there in that display case. Got it from Stargazer Models way back when. He's also the same one that did the 144 scale Discovery I was talking about.
Babylon 5 ships were cool too.
I couldn't get into Babylon 5. Don't get me wrong, I like good, you know, cheesy sci-fi. And it was cheesy. You know, it was serious, but it was cheesy. And, you know, fucking Bruce Boxleitner, you can't pass him up. But the formula didn't work on me. But then again, I wasn't a big Deep Space Nine fan either, so... Maybe in that phase of my grow-uppening, I don't know, I just wasn't into TV show stuff that much. I'm gonna have to go in there with a brush. This might be good enough. You're not really gonna see a lot.
20 said I have the Babylon 5 fighter ship kit. I didn't like the show, just the ships.
Oh, I've got the Star Fury too. I like that ship. I might do it up in the Sea Witch markings. I've got it assembled and base painted. I just haven't gotten around to finishing it. Thanks for hanging out tonight, everybody. We are up to 717 subs on YouTube. Last I checked. Could be more. But 17 in 10 days is awesome. Let's keep it up and keep it going. Yeah, I dropped my nappy. Ew, it's all wet. And if anyone watching isn't subscribed to Model Student on YouTube, go over to his channel and subscribe, please. It's The Model Student. He does some crazy stuff, and he's a good regular here. I forget how long this mix is, but I'm liking it.
Model Student 20 said, yeah, I saw your sub count going up. Awesome, congrats.
Thank you. If anyone had a hand in helping with that, I thank you very much.
At the Model Student 20 said, I am crazy over there, lol.
So we're probably just going to do the camo tonight, that way I can let it cure overnight. We'll start off tomorrow's stream painting the crew for the M60. I want to get that finished tomorrow. And then we'll dive back in onto the Abrams, because after it's dried, I can clear coat it, and then we can start the oil washes, pulling out the details and stuff on that. But we still got the NATO brown to go. So we're not done just yet tonight. I thought I'd be able to go a bit longer. I've been up since 5:30 this morning and had to hit the ground running at work. So I have an EP coming. I'm very EP. The missile is EP because it knows where it isn't. Wait. Yeah, we should be able to finish up the M60 easy tomorrow. Go back to... Well, let me see how much is left on
The Model
this.
Student 20 said, I went to bed at 5:30 this morning rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
You have no idea how much that just makes me hurt to think about. I mean, I miss being able to do all-nighters like that, but at the same time, I'm glad I don't do them anymore.
At the Model
They hurt.
Student 20 said, up at 11.
See, that's the thing. I was in bed. I didn't get to sleep till midnight, to be honest. That also hurt. Then I was in rotisserie chicken mode all night too, which also didn't help. This particular batch of NATO brown might need more mixing. It feels a bit weak.
At the Model Student 20 said, in chicken.
Yes, I am chicken. Hear me cluck. Bagal! I wonder if Aries is still watching, or if he's busy with his guild.
As a model student 20 said, that's a Helen Reddy reference, Canadian rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
I don't think I've ever seen that. My knowledge of Canadian comedy is confined to the very early 80s. Because, you know, after John Candy and Rick Moranis and Harold Ramis defected from SCTV to do stuff for Saturday Night Live and other channels, it all just became American comedy after a while. And honestly, I find Letterkenny a bit difficult to get into. I hope that Spaceballs 2 does well, though. And as a result of it, Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas do get together for at least one more shot as Bob and Doug, outside of Brother Bear. I just hope Disney doesn't get their hands back on Rick Moranis and force him to do Honey, I Shrunk the Grandkids.
The model student 20 said, I Am Woman Hear Me Roar is a song from the 70s, a bad one.
Needle's getting gummed up again. This will all be fine once I get the clear coat and stuff on it. Don't you guys worry. I've dealt with worse. Okay. Yeah, I might have to go through and evaluate some of these bottles of NATO Brown I've got. Some of them are 23 years old. I really don't like what's going on with this needle right now. And it was operating fine just a few minutes ago. I'm going to turn my attention back to the turret for a little bit. Hi, Allie. Think we're about to get visited. We are. You. No. You be careful. Good thing that thing's heavy, but I still don't want you knocking that off the table. Hey. You over here, girl. Now.
Driving videos and stuff, it's always orange, cat's up to no good.
No, Allie's usually a good girl, just sometimes she underestimates her own size. And yes, while I have masking putty, I really don't like using it for camouflage. Not because it feels like cheating or anything, but I think it produces too... The edge it produces is not uniform. I've seen a lot of people who use it, they'll wind up like one area has a hard edge, and the next area is suddenly too soft because they're spraying the undercut, and something about the way they're spraying or whatever isn't playing nice with the properties of the putty.
At the model student 20 said there was a mini little hook and handle on the gas to use it.
Believe it or not, the putty works really well and it barely sticks. It's like silly putty, but without the greasiness.
The model student 20 said, got the ball game on in the other room. Chicago is going bananas right now.
Never was a big sports fan, I'm afraid. Well, you think this is going to be a repeat of 85? Was it 85 or 86 where the Bears won the Super Bowl? You want a great blast from the past the last time the Bears won the Super Bowl? Look up the Bears Shuffling Crew. I'm not kidding, you're gonna love it. What was he named? Deep Freeze, since the fridge was already taken? So you remember how goofy and stupid all that was. What was it about the 80s and everything having to have a rap video? Even by 89, the Ghostbusters had a rap video.
At the model, student 20 said yes. At the model, student 20 said the boss. Rolling on the floor.
Oh
laughing
God.
emoji.
Oh God. No, we are not remembering that.
At the model, student 20 said great movie he made. At the model, student 20 said rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Was he the one that did the Energizer commercials? Or was that the Australian guy who did the TV show with the semi-truck that turned into a helicopter, the Highwayman?
The model, student 20 said he did Energizer, I think. Can't remember the name of that movie, it was hilarious.
Oh, that's right, he did have a movie, didn't he? Yeah, it was him and Vernon Wells from Mad Max. Vernon Wells didn't get enough work. I remember him in Mad Max and Commando, but other than that, he primarily just did a lot of like B-movie work.
Crazy bikers and kitties.
Yeah, so that 4-day snowstorm we were supposed to get, I called it. It was a half day, and it was all melted by midday. The mountains are getting it, which is good. That's where we want it. But yeah, it's not it's still not enough frequently enough.
The model student 20 said good snow with some thin enough wall stone holes with Lance Henriksen. That was it.
Lance Henriksen needed more work too in the 80s. I mean, I appreciate his dedication to playing the Bishop character. But damn, it's almost like all he's done since. There's just never the right roles for him as a lead actor, you know? Actually, did he ever get like a lead role in anything? I don't recall anything. Okay, I think that's it for the brown. Looking more Abramsy. If that's even a word. I don't know. It's looking more like the T90 tosser that it is. I'm gonna have to take this apart and give it a good full clear out.
At the model student 20 said he was always supporting Catch My Son, that Cactus Krispy Kreme coffee dome is a good.
The only thing I ever did is I played a British Scorpion commander in a Discovery Channel documentary about the first Gulf War. I'm still trying to find the footage. The guy who owned the tank museum where they filmed it at says he's seen it, and he knows it got released. I keep looking, I can never find it. Wow, okay. Yeah, there's something gumming it up right now. Yeah, I'll have to give this some off-stream maintenance. Oh, now it's working. Of course. I'll still give it some maintenance. Probably spend tomorrow morning doing that before I start. We'll probably work on the tracks tomorrow too.
As a model student 20 said mine got goofy, have to take it apart for a clean down as well.
I might clean out my ultrasonic, clean as much as I can of it before, and then throw it in there with some 409 degreaser. It gets almost all paint off, especially acrylics. Like, it's spraying okay, but my trigger response has become a little weird, which means I got stuff up inside. No big deal. And like I said, we'll take care of that tomorrow. But yeah, we're just at 2 hours.
Spend a lot of time on detailing tracks.
Well, it's actually going to be pretty simple. I'm going to throw some NATO black on the road wheels for the rubber, and then dust the entire thing with an earth tone, and then go back and just bring out the track pad surfaces with some NATO black. And maybe some graphite on the tracks. I gotta check the inside of the track pads, see if they're metal or rubber. I think they're rubber. Let me find out real quick. Yeah, they're rubber. So, yeah, we can do it pretty quick and easy. I mean, it'll be time consuming, but at the same time, quick and easy. But even rusty track still looks more of an earth color than a rust color. Unless it's like been pressure washed to within an inch of its life. Yeah, we got this. So yeah, we got a couple small things to work on tomorrow. Paint touch-ups on the main hull. Getting tracks ready, doing the crew for the M60. So, yeah. We got a good plate for tomorrow. So with that, I think I'm going to call it a night. It's been 2 hours. It's 9:40 here. And yeah, the day has caught up with me. But I wanted to get this done. I figured you guys would want to watch it too. I didn't want to do it off stream. So, close enough is good enough here. I don't know why that paint turned out glossy. Like I said, I think it's either shot in some way or I didn't shake it up enough. So it might just go bye-bye. Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more bottles of it.
But the model student 20 said, "Cool, see ya tomorrow."
But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Probably be on closer to the usual time. I just want to sleep in like I usually do.